What's up, guys? Nerdbeam Gaming here, and today I'm going to be giving you guys my predictions for the NCAA tournament for 2017. Now, keep in mind, these are my personal predictions, so if you have your own, go ahead and comment them down below. I am down to hear any of you guys' opinions, and go ahead and be active in the comments about who you think is going to win. So, let's go ahead and get into this. We're going to go ahead and start by picking all of the 1 seeds in the regions, because that upset barely ever happened. Actually, no, it's never happened. So I don't believe that's going to happen. Then we got Wisconsin. We're just going to go region by region. So Wisconsin, Virginia Tech. I'm going to go and say the Badgers are going to prevail over Virginia, the Virginia Tech Hokies, I believe. Yes, so I think Wisconsin's going to win that game. And then the next game, we got Virginia and we got UNC Wilmington. A lot of people probably like picking the 5-12 upset, but I don't believe this is where it's going to happen. I believe it might happen other places, but definitely not here. I'm going to go with Virginia in this one. Now, we have Florida against Eastern Tennessee State, and I'm going to say that ETSU is going to go in and get this one over Florida, just because Florida lost their big man, and I don't think they can compete anymore. They got blown out by Vanderbilt. I almost said Vanderbilt in the second round of the SEC tournament, or the first round for them. So we're going to take them, and then we got SMU versus, I don't really know, but we got SMU because they're hitting their stride right now. Then we have Baylor over New Mexico State. Nothing to really say there, just a better team overall. South Carolina versus Marquette. I'm going to go ahead and say Marquette in this one. And then we got Duke and Troy. I'm going to say Duke is going to go ahead and win that one. So, now in the round of 32 in this region, we got Villanova, Wisconsin, Virginia, Eastern Tennessee State, SMU, Baylor, Marquette, and Duke. First one, I'm going to go ahead and say Villanova is going to go ahead and get that W over Wisconsin, and then Virginia over Eastern Tennessee State, and we got SMU and Baylor. I'm going to say SMU is going to go ahead and get the victory. They're definitely a scary team, and then we have Duke right there. Okay, so Duke over Marquette, just because Duke's really hitting their stride right now, but I feel like they could collapse. We have Villanova, Virginia. I'm going to say Villanova just because they're the most experienced team in the tournament with that national championship last year. Then we got SMU and Duke, and I feel like Duke is shaky. They could lose this one, but I'm going to go in and pick them, even though I feel like that's definitely a trap game. They could lose to either of these teams that come out. And then we got Villanova, Duke, and I'm going to have to go with the more experienced Villanova team because they were in the bracket last year, so they know what's happening. And I feel like Duke is a very shaky team, and they could lose at any moment in this bracket. So we got Kansas already up here, and now Miami and Michigan State. I'm going to go ahead and say Michigan State over Miami. They always seem to do really good in the tournament. And then Kansas, Michigan State, I'm going to say Kansas over them. Then we got Iowa State, Nevada. This is where I'm going to pick a 5-12 upset. I think Nevada's going to go in and pull that one out. And then I'm going to say Purdue is going to pull it out over Vermont. And Purdue over Nevada. So we got Kansas, Purdue. And I'm going to go in and say Kansas is going to get the win right there. Now, for this next part, we got Creighton versus Rhode Island. I'm going to take my Jays. I love the Creighton Blue Jays. Hopefully they can go in and win, even though we lost Maurice Watson. But I feel like we can definitely get a win over Rhode Island. Now we got Oregon, Iona. I'm going to say Oregon is going to win that one. Then we got Michigan, Oklahoma State. I'm going to say Michigan and Louisville. Nothing really crazy in that half of the region. Now this is when it gets a little bit crazier. We got Creighton and Oregon. I'm going to say Oregon's going to win. Even though I want Creighton to win, I'll be rooting for them. But I don't think there's any way that they're going to be able to beat Oregon. They're just a much better team. Then we got Michigan and we got Louisville. And I'm going to say that Michigan is going to go ahead and pull it out over Louisville and get the W. Even that's definitely an upset, but I can see it happening. Okay, so now we got Oregon, Michigan. This can go either way, but I'm going to say the Oregon Ducks are going to go ahead and win right there. And then Kansas, Oregon. I'm going to say Oregon's going to win as well. I feel like they're the best team in this region, and that they're definitely going to be fairly streaky, and I think they can get hot at the right time. Now, in the West, we have Gonzaga as the 1 seed. And I'm going to say Vanderbilt's going to go and beat Northwestern. It's Northwestern's first tournament appearance. None of them have experience. Vanderbilt's always in the tournament, it seems. And they are really good at shooting threes and stuff. So I'm going to take them. Then we got Notre Dame over Princeton and Press Virginia right there. So we're going to take Gonzaga here just because They're definitely a way more rounded team than Vanderbilt. Then we got Notre Dame and Press Virginia. I'll take Press Virginia any day in the tournament. They're always a scary team. And then Gonzaga, West Virginia. I'm going to go and take Gonzaga just because West Virginia is kind of shaky sometimes. So, yeah, we'll take Gonzaga. And then here we got Maryland, Xavier. I'm going to take Xavier over Maryland. And then we got FSU and FGCU, Florida Gulf Coast. Dunk City. Yeah, I'm going to take Dunk City over Florida State just because I feel like that's like the most likely upset of this whole entire region. Bracket. So, then we have St. Mary's and VCU. I'm going to take VCU over St. Mary's, and then I'm going to take Arizona over North Dakota. Now, Xavier FGCU, I'm going to take Florida Gulf Coast right there. Then I'm going to take Arizona here, and Arizona over Florida Gulf Coast. And then I'm going to take Arizona to win that region just because Arizona seems like a fairly good team, and I don't think Gonzaga could. They beat them by like 8, I think. But Arizona didn't even have their best players, so yeah. Now we'll get into this North Carolina region, the South, the deadly South, where there's there's 3 teams that are definitely going to be in it. So Kentucky and UCLA are the scary teams in this region that are definitely moving on as well. And then we got Arkansas, Seton Hall. I'm going to take Seton Hall over them. I'm going to take UNC. And we got Minnesota, Middle Tennessee. I'm going to go and say that Middle Tennessee is going to get the win there. I don't feel like Minnesota's that good of a team right now. And we got Butler, and then I'm going to take whoever wins out of this over Cincinnati and Wichita State right there. Then we already got North Carolina. We're going to take Butler, UCLA, and Kentucky. All favorites, I know. Try not to do that. But in this region, I feel like it's only really between Kentucky, UCLA, and North Carolina. So we're going to take North Carolina over Butler, as I said before. I only feel like it's between those 3. And then out of UCLA and Kentucky, I feel like Kentucky's going to get the W. Some people might disagree with me, but I just think that Kentucky's coming along at the right time right now. They've been playing really good, and the freshmen are finally starting to come together. Bam Adebayo is playing like crazy right now. So I think Kentucky's going to beat North Carolina just like they did earlier in the year. So now we have Villanova versus Arizona, Oregon versus Kentucky. I'm going to say Villanova is going to win over Arizona because they have all the experience. And then over here, I'm going to say Kentucky's going to win over Oregon just because they're hot at the right time. Now we've got Villanova versus Oregon, Battle of Blue. I'm going to say that Kentucky's going to win just because they've been pretty good recently. And I feel like Villanova has been playing. They've been playing good too, obviously. But, yeah, I just think Kentucky's going to go ahead and win this tournament this year. But these are just my opinions. So if you have your own opinions, go ahead and leave them down below. And I'll see you guys all in the next one. Peace.